Hey, I'm Lachlan from Last Dinosaurs. From Mexico with Love is our fourth studio album to date as Last Dinosaurs. It's the first fully independently made album we've ever recorded. We signed after the whole album was mixed and mastered. It's the first album where I'm singing all of the songs as opposed to sharing the role with my brother and our bassist Sloan.
Getting sick of waking up every morning feeling tired.
Last Dinosaurs from Mexico with Love has a pretty crazy backstory. In 2020, when the bulk of the songs were written, the band was countries apart. Early in the year, Lachlan took a vacation to Canada, and when the world was locked down due to the COVID-19 virus, he was stuck there, eventually migrating to Mexico, where the album was written.
It was a little bit strange for a few reasons. Obviously the isolation and not knowing what would happen to our careers with the pandemic and everything. There was this sort of potential sense that it was just done, that it was just, finished and there was going to be nothing left for us to do because the world was totally screwed, but I was sort of secretly basking in the freedom of finally being able to travel with no sort of responsibilities of having to be back to rehearse or tour or anything like that. So I was actually living in the city of Guanajuato, which is like 6 hours away from Mexico City. It's very deep. It's amazing. I haven't even scratched the surface of what that place has to offer in terms of just, different music subcultures, and that's just music. I mean, I'm in love with that place. I need to explore it more. But from what I've seen, it's very mysterious. It's the epicenter of the Hispanic world, right? It's the biggest Spanish-speaking country, but it is somehow underrated and so separate from the Western music machine. You really have to be immersed in it to really know what there is in Mexico, especially Mexico City. I really just wanted to be productive with my time in Mexico. It's always been a dream of mine to live there. I couldn't just indulgently sit back and waste away in Mexico, so instead I just decided to write songs every day, and it just coincided that being in a lockdown in a pretty surreal place was a good time to just write a lot of poetry and get out a lot of stuff that, lo and behold, became the fourth album, thankfully. Sean was taking a break from bringing ideas to the table. We have a very similar music DNA, Sean and I, because, we're brothers and we've played music together since I was 12 and he was 15. So it was different because I just had to step up and I really had to, kind of go in, try as hard as I can, but not worry too much about what people would think because they were missing out on Sean's classic sound or whatever, because really it was a matter of if I didn't step up, then we wouldn't have an album and perhaps our careers would have stagnated to a point of ending. There was a lot added in post with Sean. Sean did contribute some structural changes and especially some important chord changes in the song CDMX. And Sloan as well was there for the whole process. He's always offering really good perspective and pointing out things that could potentially change. But yeah, the difference was that, I was driving this album and it is principally my sound.
Last Dinosaurs released 7 music videos leading up to the release of From Mexico with Love, which is a record high for the band.
It was good to be very prepared this time around. We made more clips for an album than we ever have. I think that, if you have a vision of something, then you have to have your hands on it to try and make it turn out well. And Auto Sabotage was very enjoyable to do. It's our first 16mm. We delegated that to our good friend Nick McGuire, who's a really good DP and camera guy. I think we're most proud of that because it's a really direct representation of one of the strongest themes on the album. It was fun and it was on a budget for a 16mm clip. I think we did all right, so I'm kind of happy with that.
The sound of this album is a noticeable mix of the iconic dance rock that Last Dinosaurs is known for, jazz fusion, and city pop. In some instances, there are direct homages to classics, like the interlude in Put Up With the Weather.
And when I get old, if we get old, hope that I don't forget how to praise you.
Paralleling Sparkle, a song originally composed and performed by Tatsuro Yamashita.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. That's hilarious that you picked up that the melody is the same. Different chords though, but similar vibe, I think similar intervals. I suppose, because I'm just a product of a culmination of everything I've listened to and I'm a fan of. So, I mean, I could go down the list of all the artists that I love, but I don't think anyone really aside from Yamashita Tatsuro has a direct influence on it. Really, if anything, the direct influences would be from a lyrical style, from writers, more than musicians.
Last Dinosaurs has always had a strong connection to punk culture, with previous songs delving into serious political world events. The story is no different here, with this album's The Hating, which mocks the narcissistic nature of the Australian political climate. The Hating resonated with thousands of people all around the globe, outside of the Dinos' home in Brisbane, with Ireland, North and South American, and Mexican natives singing with their full chest and relating to every word written.
The situation in pretty much every country is comically dismal, and I think, it's only natural that I think I just needed an avenue to get this side out of me, of how I feel about my own country. And I think really it's part of being an honest and good citizen of your own country is to have a healthy amount of criticism for it, even though really it's not going to have any, it's not going to yield any real world effects, or help anything. It's important to express it, because people sympathize with that, and half the reason why we do music is for the cathartic payoff. That's nice that people are appropriating the sentiment for themselves, because really I feel like it's a universal hate that everybody can share, so it's nice that I didn't know that people in Ireland and Mexico resonate with it, so that makes me really happy.
From Mexico with Love was released on November 4th, 2022. Although this album's conception was circumstantially different from previous releases, Last Dinosaurs still delivered hit after hit with its release. At this time, the band is back home touring in Australia, and although we don't know when their next major release is, you can bet your ass it's going to be something groovy. You can stream From Mexico with Love on all major streaming platforms, with links in the description. I'd like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the interview, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And while you're at it, comment your thoughts on the album in the video down below. My name is Adam Love, and I'll see you next time.